Blog Talk Radio.
Ta-da! We're back. Hi.
That was great.
Welcome to Psychic Tapestry. I'm Ken Kessler, and she's Tony DeMeo. And
Hi,
it
everybody.
is Tuesday, September 14th, and it has been a while, but we're back, and we're here live for real. And the phone lines are open, 347-838-9903 is the number. There are a couple other ways you can connect. If you are listening on your computer, your desktop computer, on the Blog Talk Radio website, you can scroll down, pop in the chat room, and join us there. I just opened that up. You can also connect through social media, facebook.com/Psychic Tapestry and @Psychic Tapestry on Twitter. I think I have a message waiting somewhere that we'll get to in a little bit later. But you can that's another way you can connect. Or the phone, the number that I gave you at the beginning, 347-838-9903. That's the best way. You may have follow-up questions for us. We may have them for you. And the back and forth of the conversation is easier on the phone, obviously, than typing it out through social media or the chat room. But we understand that you could be working or you could be doing something that makes it difficult to call in, or maybe you just don't want to. Maybe you like the anonymity of those other options, or maybe it's some other thing that's none of our business and that we haven't even thought about, and that's okay. That's why those other options are available to you. So
Yay.
I just wanted to say that. Not going to go into a whole bunch of details. Sorry that we were off for so long.
Yes.
Just one thing after another for both of us. One of the tricky things that I've found now that I live in Florida is that there are afternoon thunderstorms almost every single day, and that's a summertime thing, and that plays havoc with the show, because frequently with these big storms, we'll have a momentary, it can be just a second of power outage or internet outage, and when either of those things happen, if I'm logged into Blog Talk Radio, they end the show. And I can't start another one until the next day. So actually, Tony, if I remember after the show, maybe we can chat about the possibility of doing this on another day and time, just to get away from the storms. I don't know. Keep your eyes peeled to our social media and our website. If we do change the day and time, we'll let you know.
Okay.
It seems almost silly.
You think some days are better for storms than others?
Well, I think time. I think that the time, because they're afternoon.
Oh.
This happens the afternoon or early evening almost every day. So it may need to be something earlier, but I don't know, and I don't want to try and hammer that out during this podcast. We'll take the whole hour to find a day and time that works for both of us. So we'll do that later. Yeah. And I'm not sure that we're going to move it at all. I might be stubborn and just try and move forward. We're into September. In another week, it will be fall. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
I know.
So,
I love fall.
I mean, there's not that big a change here.
No,
but
I just said that, and there's no change whatsoever here in Texas. Yeah.
But maybe we'll start to get a break from the afternoon thunderstorms. I was going to call them something else, but not going to do that. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, that hasn't been the total reason that we've been off. There have been a lot of things, just one after the other for both of us. So sorry about that. Kind of look at it maybe like it was a summer break, and now we're back. So yay, we're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Tonight, before we get to calls, I want to talk about manifesting and manifestation. And it's funny because this was something that we had planned to talk about probably a month ago when all of these things started for both of us, and we just never got to manifest that show. So here it is now. But I think it's an important thing, and I think a lot of people sort of are familiar with the general idea of it, but beyond that, it gets a little murky. And I thought we could talk about that and sort of explain what it is, what it isn't. I'm really good at the what it isn't part of this. And maybe even offer some tips and kind of things. So let's start really simple, Tony. What is manifesting?
Manifesting is using the power of your thoughts to create the life that you really want, or to invite things into your life like love or prosperity. And, you know, it's an interesting thing. If you're too desperate and if you're very upset and not in a good headspace, blessings. It really can. And if you give in to negative obsession on what you're so afraid of not having happening, you can actually call some terrible things into effect with negative thoughts. So we have to really watch our thoughts. They're very powerful. But it all begins with your thoughts. They are energetic.
And this can be, and I want to say first that that as far as your mental state, getting upset or afraid or stressed or whatever, that can affect lots of things. If in metaphysical world, not just manifestation. If you're trying to do readings, it can really have a huge impact on the messages that you get or that you don't get. You may not be able to get anything at all. It really depends on lots of things. But for manifesting purposes, and really for so much of the stuff that we talk about here, you want to have a clear head and you want to be as calm as possible. And we're all human, so that's not always easy. But, you know, take some deep breaths, maybe meditate a little bit beforehand. It sounded like, Tony, like you just had an idea.
I did. I was going to share an example that you're exactly right, because the times that I've gotten an instant manifestation on something, like specifically that very thing, I didn't expect that I would get it. I didn't even know at that time. This is before I believed as fully in this as I do. And I'll give you an example. This is many, many years ago. I had, Tiffany and I were stuck in Florida trying to get back home. And I had rented a car for us to go to have some fun before we left. And the little car that we rented, it was a little Nissan. This is like almost 30 years ago. And we loved this little car. It was just so neat. And I remember saying to her while we're driving in the car, wouldn't it be great when we get home, because, see, my car had died in Florida. So I said, when we get home, we're going to get a new car. Wouldn't it be great if we could get a little car just like this one? And she said, oh, my God, I would love that. And we even decided that we wanted to get a white one, that would be the ideal car, a little white Nissan. And this car was only about 2 years old that we had rented. So long story short, we get home, and we had a connection to go to a dealer, a car dealer in town. They were he was very close to Tiffany's dad, the guy, because her dad had sold him the land that this big car dealership was on. So we went in there, And he said, I have the perfect car for you, and I know I can make the numbers work, and you can afford it. And as God is my witness, the car that he had them drive up for me was a little white Nissan the same year. So this was like like a week later, we had the car. And I can't even tell you how he made that deal happen, because I didn't think I would qualify for that car. And darned if I didn't. And we just rolled home in that. That's just one example. In my whole long life, I have endless examples. And I found when I look back on it, the best manifestations were those that I was just lightheartedly happy at the moment, kind of daydreaming about, the best case scenario. Wouldn't it be great if we could live in a stone house? I threw that out one day. And then we went and got the paper, and the only thing that was available was this stone house in the exact setting that we wanted to be in. It was really incredible. But I didn't do it heavy-handedly, and I didn't act like, and if that doesn't happen, I'll be really crushed. No, I figured something great would come along, whatever it was. I was just in a lighthearted place, and any time I do that, my manifestation comes so quickly. It's shocking. So part of it is to feel how great it would be if you had that, and then absolutely let go of it. But if you don't, you'll be fine. And then it comes. Very strange.
And it
works.
It is really tricky, because so often we sabotage ourselves, because we start to think about what this wonderful addition would be to our lives, whether it's a car or a job or a relationship or whatever it is.
Right.
And then we pile on the worries about what am I going to do if this doesn't happen, or I'm not good enough, or they probably hired somebody else, or, we just get into, we that's the energy that we end up putting out there. And it wrecks us. It stops the energy. It stops the energy from flowing. It keeps. I know when I was younger and I didn't know about any of this stuff, I was much better at this. I remember when I was just starting in college. I was a freshman. School hadn't started yet, and I was in the marching band. I played drums, and I was. And as I'm walking down to the music center for our first meeting that day, and I knew I was a freshman, so usually a freshman in the drum section, you're going to be playing cymbals or bass drum or one of the you're not going to be one of the star players like on the snare drums that are out front. And I had always played that in high school, and that's what I wanted. And I just sort of walked in there knowing that that's what was going to happen. And I don't know if it was that I just didn't have time to ruin it for myself, but that's just what I was thinking. Absolutely. I was the only freshman that was moved onto the snare drum, and the others were put on in the back. And it was just that was wonderful. And I was 18 and I didn't know about any of this stuff. It just worked. But there have been so many more times where I have thought of something that I wanted, that I felt like I deserved, that I needed, whatever it was, and then all of the doubts, all the worries, all of that bad energy just crippled me. And absolutely.
Yeah, blocking the blessings. It's called Don't Block Your Blessings.
And it's a very easy trap to fall in. We're all human, so it's just natural to start thinking about all the reasons that it can go wrong, instead of just being grateful that you're going to have what you want. It's going to work out. And just kind of even knowing that, just knowing that everything is going to be fine, that of course they're going to hire me, and just know that that's what it's going to be. And I'm not talking about being cocky or arrogant. I'm talking about gratitude. I'm talking about just being grateful, and that's really important. And it's not something easy to do. It's not a simple thing. You have to focus, and you have to work at it. It's not just an easy, I want this, there, I put it out in the universe, now it's going to come. You have to put that energy out there, and you have to be very mindful of, like Tony was saying, you have to be very mindful of your thoughts, because
you really do. They're very powerful.
You could be your own worst enemy. So what kinds of things, we've talked very generally, I mean, you mentioned the car, what kind of things have you manifested?
A place to live, the stone house. I've manifested relationships. I've manifested opportunities. Just a whole bunch of stuff, I've lost track. It's just the way I roll. But I'm also, I guess I was blessed to have been born a Sagittarius this time, because Sagittarius people are kind of happy no matter what. We always look for the silver lining, and we always expect the best. And I really have developed a mindset early on that if I didn't get that job I thought I wanted more than anything, that just meant that it wasn't for me. And if you really believe that you're going to get everything that's meant for you, it makes it easier, too. It can work in your favor. Right?
Absolutely. That's almost, I hate to use the word trick, but that's almost part of the trick to it, is to know that, because if you don't get the job, if you've done everything right manifest-wise, if you've done everything right and you don't get the job, what that means and what you have to know and accept is that there's something better coming for you.
There is something better for you. That's always been the case. And I've looked in hindsight on things that didn't work out, and I realized, oh my God, thank God I didn't get that. Thank God I didn't work there. Or thank God, I didn't, get that place to live. It ended up flooding or something. There's always a reason. I feel very, very much that we are guided, of course, by our guides and angels, and also, by God and self, and that a lot of things are meant to be, but there's a whole bunch of life that's magical that we get to make up as long as we don't hurt other people. So it's good to have these hopes and dreams. It just makes life beautiful.
And when I'm not getting beaten down by life, for want of another phrase, or we all have those moments where we're stressed out and we're worried about a whole laundry list of things, and I am trying to manifest something. There are 3 words that I try to remember to tack on, and that's or something better.
Right, or something better. Right. And also you have to kind of let go of when it would happen, or even if it would happen. Very lightheartedly. The lighter the touch, the better the results, I think.
And I know it's tricky, and it sounds like we're almost putting in so many caveats to it to sort of protect ourselves or whatever. But really, that's how so much of metaphysical things, that's how they work, that you have to do these kind of things. You have to be clear-headed. You have to focus on your intention. You have to let go of your expectation of the result. And that's hard to do. It is hard. I think it was about, I don't know, 15 years ago maybe, that everybody learned about the book The Secret.
The Secret,
You know
I remember that. Yeah.
And it's a big manifestation thing. And what a lot of people took from that is that they're going to make a bulletin board and they're going to put a picture of a car and a house on it, and they're going to look at that, and that's what they want, and they're going to have it in a month. And it doesn't quite work that way.
Nope, it doesn't always work that way, that's for sure. And if you put too many outrageous things on your bulletin board, it gets harder, you know.
And the thing that happens when you have a ton of things on your bulletin board or on your Pinterest board or wherever you have them, and you're trying to use whatever you might have learned from watching the video or reading the book of The Secret, and it doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen fast enough, you start to doubt that this is going to work at all. And that's sort of how you start to feel. And then you're right, and it doesn't work. But that's the energy you're putting out. Because the universe wants you to be happy. The universe wants you to have what you want. And when you're putting out energy of this isn't going to work, the universe just gets that and says, well, they don't want it to work. Here you go. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
And there you go.
That's right.
The one thing that I have to mention with this is the lottery. Because
the lottery.
the lottery is a thing that people like to use that for a lot of different reasons to gauge psychics. Well, if you're so good, how come you haven't won the lottery? And they like to bring that up when they're talking about manifesting because I've done all the right things and my numbers didn't come through. And, you know, like you were saying, you're tying it all to a very finite, tiny little niche of what you want in the first place. And in the second place, you have about 50 million other people who are also trying to send out the same energy.
Too great.
And all these people are all trying to manifest the same one thing. And everybody can't have it. You know, I mean, there are times where there are millions of people who match one number and they win a couple dollars. And there you go. But trying to manifest $400 million in a Powerball thing, you're stacking the odds against yourself because you're focusing so much on this one particular item. It's like if Tony was trying to manifest not just this white Nissan, but a specific car. Not just a specific type, but the specific car that was owned by somebody who only drove it on Sundays back and forth to church, and that it had a CD player in it, and there was a CD in it, and it was Mariah Carey's Christmas album, and, you know, all the specifics, and it's just, and you just end up sabotaging yourself. And it's the same thing. I'm not telling you to play the Powerball or to not play the Powerball or Mega Millions or any of the other things. God knows my desk is littered with a few losing tickets. But if you're looking at manifestation as a way to win the lottery, good luck is the best I can offer for that.
You might win. You never know.
You might, and if you do, remember us and that we helped you learn how to manifest that. Yeah, but really, work on, you know, focus your intention on something more general, abundance, and whatever abundance means to you, and it will, I feel like the energy for that is, it's so much better. It's so much easier for you to wrap your head around that. It's so much easier for the universe to do its best to give you what you want when you keep it keep it big like that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Well, the manifestation thing is of course based on the law of attraction. And the premise is that your life will move in the direction of your thoughts. So if you're very positive, and if you as we said, imagine the way you're going to feel when you get this thing that you want, whether it's abundance or a car or anything, or a love. Imagine it, feel the emotion, connect emotionally with the experience, and then you literally have to let it go and say, but I'll be fine without that because I can be happy with what I have. I'm grateful for what I have. And if you can really mean those things, that's when it becomes magic, and it seems to work the best. That's all I know.
and what I would say to that is to do it often, and know that that's how you want to feel, and say the words and think about that. And it may feel like it's just an exercise at first, but it will just take some practice to get used to doing that, and you will feel that way. I struggle with it. Some days I'm better at it than others, but it is something that you need to work on. And take the time to think about whatever it is you're trying to manifest. What does that mean? How does it, like Tony was saying, how does it feel to have that job? Think about how your life will look when you have that job. Not just about the paycheck, but about, is this something that's fulfilling, that makes you feel like you have a purpose, like you're doing something useful? Is it something that you're going to be excited or at least happy about getting up in the morning and getting ready to go there? I get that not every morning you're going to leap out of the bed and go, "Woo, thank God I get to go to that job," because we all have those days where we're like, 5 more minutes. But think about all of those things that are connected, all those things that will be part of your life when you get that job, and think about that and what they feel like, and be grateful that you have those things, and that's the energy that you wanna put out there, and what Tony said is so good and so difficult. Let it go.
Yep, that's the part people forget. That's the part people forget.
We obsess. We're constantly refreshing our email and checking our phone messages and checking the company's website, and is the ad even still there? And we make ourselves manic and just nuts about it. And it's hard to maintain some good energy when you're making yourself crazy about why haven't they called? Why haven't they called? Why haven't they called? Is there something wrong with my email? Did it go in the spam folder? I should check again. Maybe I should log out and log back in again. You can just lose days of your life making yourself crazy about this, and it sends weird energy out because you're manic and obsessed. It's a great thing to be able to put it out there and let it go. There's this terrific little movie that Kevin Bacon did, 20, 25 years ago. I think it was called The Big Picture, but he was a writer-director in this. He played a writer-director in this movie, and he kept doing things to try and get his story told. and it just wasn't working, and it just wasn't working. And finally, he just kind of put it out there and then let it go. And he and his wife or girlfriend or whatever went out, and they went to the beach, and they went and did some things that gave him joy and made him happy. And when he came back, people were fighting over the opportunity to work with him and let him do exactly what it was he wanted. And that's the kind of thing. I mean, it's, you know, this is grandiose and it's Hollywood and everything, but the point of it is really worth it. That you gotta figure out what it is you want and do all of the things like that Tony's been talking about, and then let it go. Let it go. Trust you're going to have what you need. That whatever it is you want or something better is coming for you. And then
that's it.
And then let it go. And letting it go is probably the most difficult thing.
It is. That's the thing most people forget. Yeah. Because you have to be fine with how you are to manifest.
And you know, letting go is something that people struggle with in all kinds of different situations, not just manifesting. We could probably do a whole thing about letting go, but it is, you know, I'm a Virgo, and I like lists. So if this will help you, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, to bring into your life, make a list of what it is, of what it looks like, what it feels like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, whatever, and make that big list, and that's what you want to bring into your life, that or something better, and then crumple that up and throw it away and let it go and move on to something else. And don't come back to it. Don't pull that back out of the trash can and unwrinkle it and add four more things. And you know, there has to come a time where you just that or something better, and it's out there. And now I'm going to live my life knowing that the universe is going to bring that to me at the time that's right for me, and it's going to be that or something better, and everything is going to be fine. And having that sort of peace of mind is tough to get to, too. I hope that nobody thought, oh, they're going to talk about manifesting things. This is going to be great. I'm going to win the lottery and get the job and all the other stuff by the end of the show, because it's not easy. You gotta work at it, and don't get discouraged. I mean, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. And if you're trying to manifest something and you get in your own way, try it again.
That's true.
Try it again.
We usually get in our own way most of the time. It's true.
Yeah. I am constantly getting in my own way. Constantly. It's an easy thing to do, but just you know, like anything else, practice it. I mean, you know, like Yoda says, size matters not. But if you feel like it does, work on manifesting something small.
Yeah.
A song that you like to come up on the radio, or a TV show, or a movie that you like to come up on your favorite channel or streaming service, or something small that they have your favorite milkshake of the day or soup of the day or whatever, you know, little things like that. And the great thing about that is as you start to work on those things and you get them, and you find that place you like to go for lunch had the tomato basil soup that you love, wonderful. Okay, that gives you confidence, and you're ready to, you know what? I'm going to come back on Tuesday night, and they're going to have the all-you-can-eat rib special. I must be hungry, but you know, start with smaller things, and you can build up your confidence that way.
It's good advice.
It's always it's all a process. Just don't let yourself get discouraged if it doesn't seem to work exactly the way you want it to the very first time that you do it. Just try again. And if you notice that you're getting in your own way, if you notice that you're doing any of the things that we mentioned that you should try not to do, when you notice that you've done that, okay, be aware of it. And the next time, try not to do that. And just keep trying.
Very true. And we also have to take some steps to help it along. Like, let's say you're looking for a special place to live. If you don't actually look for the place to live, you're not going to find it at all. It could be there, but you wouldn't find it, you see. So we have to move in the direction of our thoughts and our dreams and help ourselves along. So sometimes doing things like that will help. And if you want love to find you, if you never leave the living room and go anywhere or get on a dating site, love won't find you no matter how hard it tries, because you have to put yourself in the place to meet people. So that helps too. You have to help yourself a little.
I have done so many readings for people where it was about love, and they said that somebody said love was coming, but nothing has happened. And I always say, well, what have you done? Well, nothing. I go to work and I go home.
Yeah, right.
Well, if it's not the mailman, it's got to be.
Right.
You got to do something else. You got to put yourself in a position to receive what it is that you want.
Right. Very good. I like that. That's a good way to put it. Put yourself in a position.
If you are trying to manifest the job of your dreams, you got to look. Yeah. You got to apply. Because the job of your dreams probably is not going to just call you out of the blue and say, hey, Ken, I heard you were looking for a job and we'd like to hire you. No, but you gotta help it along. You have to do the work, take the steps, do whatever it is so that you're in a position to receive whatever it is you're trying to manifest. I mean, if you're trying to manifest winning the Powerball and you don't ever buy a ticket, it's going to be really hard. That's not a great example because your odds of winning the Powerball are almost exactly the same. They're almost exactly the same whether you buy a ticket or you don't. but that's the idea.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I want to mention, and do you have anything else that you think people should know about manifesting?
I've got nothing.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
The only other thing before we get into intros and grabbing a call or two is that the Psychic Tapestry 2 podcast is back up and running as well. Had a new podcast episode this week all about self-care, which I think is pretty darn important too. So you can find a link for that on the psychictapestry.com website. Under Listen, you'll see Psychic Tapestry 2, and all the podcasts are there. It's just another, for those who didn't hear the announcement about this other podcast early in the summer, it's just another way to get some information out there and try to help people along their path. And that's all it is. So that's out there. But I just wanted to mention that. So before we head to the phones, and we also have a question in the chat room, Tony, you should probably tell everybody who you are and why you're here and what you're going to do.
I'm Tony DeMeo. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, life coach, and I'm here tonight to do my specialty, which is a spirit guide angel connection reading, because I believe everyone should have the experience of being guided directly by the guidance team, and everyone has one. So I hope to help you tonight. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm Ken Kessler, and I push the buttons here. Excuse me. And I'm a psychic medium and a music intuitive. I have a whole bunch of psychic jukeboxes, some that are public that anybody can use. You can find out about that on our website too. But I'm using one of those tonight, psychic jukebox number 3 actually, and I have them play shuffle randomly and invite my guides and angels to give me the song that is for you. So when you call or when we take your question from the chat room, I take a look at what's playing and I tell you what I think it means for you. And the great thing about music is that it's so personal that I can tell you all about Roy Orbison and the song that I posted on our Facebook page earlier today, Big as I Can Dream. And I can tell you all about that, but that can have a personal meaning for you that's different. And that's okay. That's how it works sometimes. Angels and Spirit like to have us as the readers give you whatever it is you need to know, and sometimes that's as simple as us saying the words that trigger in you whatever that is. So that's what I will be doing tonight. Our number is 347-838-9903, and Kay is in the chat room, and she says, I'm applying for new career opportunities and wondering if you see something new coming soon. My current position is taking its toll on me physically and emotionally. My manager is horrible and rude.
Oh. Well, you need a new job if that's what you're experiencing. And the first card that popped out for you, Kay, is the 7 of Spring. This is about standing up for yourself, communicating with confidence. Don't give up on your goal, and claim your personal power. That sounds to me like you're going to have to get busy, get the resume spruced up, and get it out there. But I absolutely believe that you will have a new job before too long. You absolutely need it and deserve it. You shouldn't have to be, treated that way. And the next card that popped out is the High Priestess. And this is about wisdom and personal knowledge. It's about intuition. So it's also seeing what others around you can't. It's about excellent foresight and planning. It is about patience as well. But the power comes from being still, listening to your own inner voice, and then taking the steps that you are guided to take to achieve your goal. So the guides are on your side, and they're urging you to reach out for that new job because you absolutely deserve it. It's yours. And I'm going to give you to Ken now.
Okay. Hi, Kate. The song that was playing when we took your question was It's All Over Now, Baby Blue by the Byrds. And this is an old Bob Dylan song. I'd say it's kind of silly because it's not like the Byrds have a new hit today. This is from the mid-'60s. But this is telling you essentially what Tony said. You better go now. Take what you want you think will last. But if there's something you wish to keep, better grab it fast. It is time to move on. But like we were talking about with manifesting, you need to do the work.
Yeah.
You need to put yourself out there. And I know when you have a job, looking for another job can be tricky. So be careful and, protect yourself and so that you don't get found out and in trouble and lose the job you have before you're ready to move on. But it is time, and you got to put yourself out there and be ready so that you can accept the new job, which is coming.
Yes.
But it is time. It is time, and you need to do that. And I hope that helps, and I hope you're able to do that. You've popped out of the chat room, so I'm guessing that this is okay. So we're going to head to the phone and move on. But thank you for your question. 347-838-9903 is the number. Hi, thanks for hanging on. What's your first name?
Hi, first name is Tanika.
Hi,
Tanika. Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Long Island, New York.
Oh, okay.
And how can we help you tonight?
Okay, I think my job at the end of the month is going to be ending, not from my choice. So I'm just wondering if you guys see it ending or not, and if it is, where do you see me working come October or in the future?
Okay. Well, I did some shuffling, and this is the first card, the Eight of Summer. It says it is time for you to move on. And this is even greater than a job. It says that you have a feeling that there's more to life for you. There's just more in life for you than what you're experiencing where you are now. And they say it's time to take that next big step. Time to move on. It said no one is pushing you, but you know in your heart that there has to be more in life than what you're living now. You are ready to go. You're going to be moving from a situation that isn't ideal to something that is much better for you. And the beautiful thing is that you're in total control of this move. The choice of what happens next is yours. There is something amazing waiting for you, so take the leap. It's time for you to fearlessly move forward with your life. Wow, huh? Are you contemplating a move to another city also?
Yes, I really want that so badly. I just don't see a way because I'm currently not making enough to afford it, but I want that so bad because my situation is also one I need to move on from too.
Exactly. That's what they're saying. Claim your personal power. Stand up for yourself. Communicate with confidence. Do not quit. You have to be your own best advocate, and the outcome will be success, happy news, and recognition and appreciation for everything that you bring to the table. Now, this card brings joy and happiness. It's saying that you deserve all the attention that you're going to be receiving. Don't be shy or fearful about the future. Let the world see the wonderful gifts you have to offer. It's time for you to make that move. This is almost overtime. And everything will shift for you. Your whole life will shift into high gear. It'll be so much happier. This is what the cards are saying tonight. It's definitely time. The end of a challenging time. Happiness is yours. Optimism and hope. This is wonderful. This is all about emerging from something that no longer serves you and choosing all the things that will. So you need to get moving with that, honey. Just look for all the opportunities you've always wanted and make it happen. That's my advice. And I'm going to give you to Ken now.
Okay.
Hey, the song that was playing was Get On Your Boots by U2. Do you know that song?
No, I never heard that one.
Okay. It's just like it sounds like. Get on your boots. It's time to move on. It's time to get things done. And it like we've been talking about tonight, you got to put yourself out there and find the next whatever it is that you want to do, and it doesn't have to be the end all be all perfect job. It can be the next step. It can be something that will get you out of the situation you're in now and keep food in the fridge and the lights on and that kind of thing. If it's a different location that you want to go to, that's where you need to be. That's where you need to be doing the searching. And if you have to, get two jobs. It's not forever. And that's something important to tell yourself. If you want to get out of the situation you're in now, understand that your next step is just that. It's your next step. It doesn't have to be, this is my life forever. It's that this is the way out. And that will make it easier to be able to do those things. And it won't be that you have to manage one or two jobs that you're not excited about for the rest of your life. It's not forever. It's just for right now. But let that be your next step. And the great thing about that is that you take that next step, you get out of where you are, and then you can start looking at where you want to be without feeling the anxiety of where you are right now. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Did that make sense? Yeah?
Yes, that does makes perfect sense.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling us tonight. I wish you tons of luck, and I hope that we get good news from you soon.
I hope so, too. Thank you.
I think we will.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Bye-bye.
347-838-9903 is our number. Hi, thanks for hanging on. What's your first name?
Oh, it's Bryn from New York City calling.
Hi, Bryn. How can we help you? How can we help you tonight?
If I can ask for a message from my guides, something I need to hear.
Okay. I have a new beginnings card for you, hon.
Oh,
Embrace
right.
the new in your life, including new opportunities, people, and projects. The angels know that change can be frightening, and they surround you with loving energy. Call upon them whenever you feel afraid of facing something new. They will boost your confidence and energy so that you can enjoy this new beginning. And sometimes we cling to old routines because they are familiar, but when you get this card, New Beginnings, the angels ask you to be open to new approaches to life. Perhaps they will teach you a new way of looking at your situation, or maybe they'll call on you to learn a new skill. But whatever that new beginning is for you, allow yourself to be stretched by these fresh circumstances. We learn about ourselves through new experiences. And right next to that is a new love card. Are you currently in a relationship, Bryn?
No, but I've been, wanting something like that lately. It's been feeling very lonely, I've been in a relationship for a long time. So.
That's right. They're saying a new chapter in your love life begins. It could be rekindled with someone that you already know, or it may be brand new love. Mm-hmm. But they say open your heart to this possibility of a new partner in life. Angels are preparing you to be aware of new people who enter your life. As a new mate, they may be unlike anyone you've been with before. So be open to changes. Changes in your love life will only be painful if you're rigid in thoughts or behaviors. So flow with the current of love, and you'll find that you're going to have a new love, a new beginning, inspiring great happiness for you both. Boy, that doesn't get any better.
Those are two good ones, back to back.
Back to back. So open to those possibilities. They're there for you, but you might want to get on a dating site and help it along, or go to a meetup, or just get out with friends, and try to get out a little more.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you to Ken now. Thank you for calling.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Hi, Bryn. I'm going to try not to talk too fast, but I see that we are quickly running out of time, and Blog Talk Radio is going to cut us off when we're ready or not. So here goes. The song that was playing when we picked up your call was Many Rivers to Cross, this version by Joe Cocker. And what this means to me is I feel like you've either recently started or are about to start or going to start soon some kind of project that is going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. And it's whatever this is, it's easy to get discouraged, but it's going to be so worthwhile to hang in there and know that it's going to work out to your advantage. But you just got to keep at it. And I don't mean keep at it to the point that it makes you nuts or that you're exhausted. I'm just saying, don't give up. It's easy to get discouraged, and you can allow yourself to take breaks if you need to, take a couple days off from whatever this is, but don't give up, because it's going to be so worth it. And because you're agreeing, I feel like you know what this is about. Yeah,
definitely.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you so much for calling us.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
I was about to give out the phone number again, and I see that we are down to just a few minutes left. So apologies to those who are still on the line. We just don't have time to be able to get to you tonight. But assuming that everything works okay, we'll be back next Tuesday at the same time. If we change anything between now and then, and I really kind of doubt that we will. But we'll, keep... there's a calendar on our website at psychictapestry.com, and I'll also be posting on Facebook and Twitter any changes. I'll post about the next podcast, whether there's a change in day or time or whether it's the same, so you'll be able to see it there. So hopefully we will be able to talk to you soon. But thanks so much for being with us tonight. And again, we're sorry that we took off so long, and it couldn't be helped. And we're really grateful that you're here tonight.
We're back.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. It was a great show.
If you don't want to wait until the next podcast, you can go to psychictapestry.com, click on our readers and teachers. You'll find Tony's page there and my page there and a couple others, and you can book a private reading. And that just lets you have a reading with nobody else calling in and nobody else listening in. And it can be at a day or time that's convenient for you. And then you don't have to wait and hope that we get to your call. So that's another option for you. Otherwise, with luck, we'll be back here next week. Thanks to everybody who called in tonight. Thanks to Kay and the other folks who popped into our chat room. Thank you for listening. And Tony, as always, thank you for giving up your Tuesday evening for us. My pleasure. That's it for us. Have a great week. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next time.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions